Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2020. And we begin with a beautiful blue hue coming between a lobster and his intended spot on an Ohio menu. The typically tasty crustacean was destined for dinner when he and his red friends arrived at the eatery in Cuyahoga Falls. But a shellfish-savvy worker recognized the rarity. The bright blue shell is a genetic anomaly found in only 1 of every 2 million lobsters. The employee named his new friend Claude until he found out he was actually a she. Claude quickly became Claudia, a luxe lobster now living the dream in a splashy tank known as Claudia's She Shed at the Akron Zoo. And while colored lobsters are unusual, they aren't unheard of. Last year, a fisherman in Maine caught one the shade of cotton candy, and a month later, someone else pulled up a two-tone red and black beauty, the odds of which are only 1 in 50 million. That cat's almost out of the bag. Vice presidential candidate Joe Biden just announced that he'll reveal his pick for running mate next week. He gave no hint as to who it might be, but has said in the past that it would be a woman. Earlier yesterday, his focus was on social media when he pushed another domino in the direction of TikTok by asking campaign staffers to delete the video-making app from their phones. Wells Fargo has also asked employees to ditch it, and President Trump has said he might even ban it. At issue is the Chinese company that owns it and the private information it may or may not share with the Chinese government. Both the Marlins and the Phillies are hitting pause. A few more Miami players tested positive yesterday, pushing the number of infected to at least 15, which is half their active roster. Sources say the team will take a week to regroup, while Philly will hold off on games until at least Friday. When asked about the outbreak, Dr. Anthony Fauci said the season is clearly in danger, but doesn't think it needs to be shut down just yet. Meanwhile, the good doctor is making other big league news. The limited edition baseball trading card of him throwing out the first pitch last Thursday just sold 51,512 cards in 24 hours, an all-time print record for the Topps Now trading company. Also making baseball news, the face of football, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, just bought a piece of the Royals. That he's now part owner of a baseball team shouldn't come as a huge surprise. His contract with the Chiefs is worth more than $500 million, and he's got baseball in his blood. Mahomes' dad spent 11 seasons as a big league pitcher, moving between the Twins, Mets, Red Sox, Pirates, Rangers, and Cubs. 2 stargazing teenagers from India just upped the ante on their college applications. The 10th graders were working on a school project sponsored by Space India and NASA when they discovered an asteroid that's slowly shifting its orbit and moving towards Earth. The joint program allows students to analyze images taken by a telescope positioned at the University of Hawaii and is designed to get kids interested in science and astronomy. Check and check. These girls say their big discovery is just the first step on their road to becoming astronauts. A Tesla engineer who helped redesign the American automobile has set his sights on another American classic, the chocolate chip. Remy Lebesque teamed up with a San Francisco chocolatier to come up with the perfect shape for perfect baking. Instead of a teardrop, his chips look more like flat pyramids with thick middles, tapered edges, and a 15-degree slope that supposedly melts into a glossy finish with a strong edge. According to the engineer and his baking partner, the ideal weight is about 3 grams per chip. The high-tech confection is being sold by a company in the Bay Area. Mr. Lebesque also has 20 other non-automobile inventions to his credit, including patents for rejiggered blenders, coffee makers, and juicers. And that's it for KidNuz this morning. Now our KidNuz quiz. What are the odds of finding a blue lobster? 1 in 2 million. Who set a new record for sales of baseball trading cards? Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci. Who just found a new asteroid? Two teenage girls from India. What did a Tesla engineer redesign? The shape of chocolate chips for baking. In One for the Road, a way to get your morning jolt while supporting a great cause. 11-year-old Cam Myers is the owner and inspiration behind Cam's Coffee Creations in North Carolina. It started as a little pop-up shop to help the young man overcome some of the challenges from a brain injury. It took off. So much so, he went full-time, began hiring differently abled high school students like himself, and paired his coffee with baked goods from Bespoke Confections, a company where all employees have autism. Due to COVID, Cam is now all online, but you can still get a taste of his legendary Java by ordering from camscoffeecreations.com. All purchases will help support the training and employment of 100 more kids just like him. Before we go, we have birthday shout-outs today for Mason in Lexington, Kentucky, Juliet in Danville, California, Asher in Fitchburg, Wisconsin, Olivia in Molalla, Oregon, Ben in Arlington, Washington, Nathan in Dallas, Texas, and Glenn in Shelby, North Carolina. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you're enjoying our podcast, please consider making a tax-deductible donation on our website at www.kidnuz.org. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.